It is not really about protection. It is strictly about continuing to argue and bicker and not change a thing.
Angry guy here, and today we're discussing why black women are furious black men won't protect them or defend them anymore. Guys, it's unbelievable. Many of you know about Brickgate so far, where a black woman made up an entire lie claiming that a black man had done harm to her using a brick. It turns out it was not true. She either filled her face with salt water or she had an infection or something, but it was not true. She made up the entire story. She used it as a hoax to steal over $40,000 from gullible women who donated to her on GoFundMe. And now the women are refusing to apologize. Black women are refusing to apologize for the lies, for going after black men, for literally dragging black men in the media after they were literally robbed by this hoaxster. Let's go ahead and check out this video because it's unbelievable. And this is why now literally you have black women who are furious black men won't protect them or defend them anymore. But it's no wonder. Let's go ahead and just jump right into the video.
It is not really about protection. It is strictly about continuing to argue and bicker and not change a thing. So the Brickgate situation has unraveled into a total fiasco. And what originally started as a scenario where black women were essentially able to browbeat black men over not protecting them has since unraveled into a big scam where a black female opportunists use common talking points and misandry to essentially scam women out of money. Terrain Walker in particular, a pretty popular black male advocate and journalist, tweeted something that went viral where he said, black men deserve an apology. We deserve an apology for being lied on once again over things that we didn't do. And so naturally that tweet went viral, mainly because it resonated with a lot of sentiments that black men feel today, that they've been lied on over and over and over again and blamed for things that they haven't done, and a lot of them are just quite frankly sick of it. And despite the fact that this entire situation was fabricated and a lot of men were falsely accused, that did not stop certain women from doubling down on their point. And their main reasons was, look, even if she was a scammer, even if she does lie, that doesn't change the fact that black women still are unprotected. That doesn't change the fact that there's high levels of DV, high levels of homicide and femicide and all of the above. And so essentially a lot of women just weren't willing to budge on this point. But these situations, really what they show me is not about the truth. And it's really not even about protection. Conversations usually devolve into who is more right. They evolve into gender wars. Is it the women are right or is it the men are right? And at that point, nobody wins. Women who complain about not having protection want attention. Because black women who are really, really serious about protection and are serious about helping to improve their community are going to be honest about the things they themselves are first doing to undermine it. First things first, you're not going to support a female scammer or gaslight or minimize a female scammer who clearly took advantage of black women monetarily. You're not going to do that if you're really serious about protection. Secondly, you are not going to support celebrities. You're not going to support or promote different celebrities or artists or people who promote lifestyles that are dangerous and destructive. Third, you're also not going to compete against the men that you want protection from. You're not going to disrespect the men that you want protection from. You're not going to do that. You're going to listen to the men that you want protection from. So clearly, because none of those things are happening, it is not really about protection. It is strictly about continuing to argue and bicker and not change a thing. It's about attention, because people who want change actually do it. They don't get online every 15 seconds and complain and cry and boo-hoo. They actually live their life in a way that is constructive, and they look in the mirror first and change the things about themselves that they can first change. And also for black men, they're not getting an apology. And truthfully, I doubt those who have common sense and those who are truthfully trying to build a better reality for themselves and for the community that they believe in aren't sitting around waiting for hard-headed, prideful individuals to apologize. Because honestly, people who are unwilling to be honest with themselves have no ability to be honest with you and me. So really, at the end of the day, it really comes down to this. There's always going to be those who bicker and complain. There's always going to be agendas to divide and conquer. That has always existed, and that will continue to exist as long as the society is set up the way it is. If you are a person who is really concerned about your community, whether it be a Black community or whatever it may be, if you're really concerned about it, then you're going to be active and proactive in doing your part to help improve it. It's just that simple. People who truly care about improving their community and their cities don't sit around waiting for somebody else to do something for them before they get active. They focus on their vision and they do their part irregardless.
You know what's really intriguing, guys, is like she's trying to like argue that Black men are going to continue focusing on trying to rebuild their communities and build up their communities with Black women, but then at the same point she's at the same time she's like pointing out that Black men are not sitting around waiting for Black women to apologize because they know that they're ignorant and they know that they can't apologize. And it's like crazy because she doesn't comprehend that these men are the men who are becoming passport bros. Like what this woman who did with Brickgate, it was a wonderful thing for all of us. I mean, the passport bros are sitting around celebrating. All right, they're doing jigs and dances. All right, crumping, getting it on, get low, get low, get low. I mean, literally, they're having a great time. All right, give high fives and chest bumps because this is great advertising. This is wonderful advertising for the passport bros. They'll fucking put out a commercial with this shit. Like, all right, look at what happens. Look what you have. Look what you're facing. All right, passport bros. That's it. Like that's it. That's it. Literally, like just show this woman complaining. You Black men are out here doing this type of thing, and none of y'all protected me. And then you show like on the side her GoFundMe, and she's revealed to be like a scammer who's been doing this for a year. And you hear the sound going womp womp. Revealing that she like stole over $40,000, scammed $40,000 out of women, gullible women who believed her that she was actually hurt. And then just play it on the screen, like just the letters, passport bros, and that's pretty much it. It's an ad for the passport bros. What she has done is a wonderful thing for the passport bros because it just gives Black men and passport bros in general more reasons to walk away from Western society, Western women. Don't marry, don't date, don't have anything to do with it, and walk away, go overseas, disengage, and start new lives. And that's really all there is to it. So the passport bros are celebrating this. All right, it's been a good day. It's been a darn good day for the passport bros, and it's unfortunate for her. It's unfortunate for women in general, and it's amazing that these Black women seem to think that the Black men are going to come back and rescue them and try to help the Black community. The Black community has been in terrible shape for years. People don't like me using the word Trump, but Trump basically during his campaign, he said the Black community is terrible. The neighborhoods are just horrible. And you had all these white liberals like, that's horrible of him. How dare he say something like that? There's so much love in those communities. Look at little Deshaun just getting out of juvie and hooping. All right, he's going to be in the NBA someday. You may not believe in him, but we believe in him. And then you have Black people living in the community, and they're like, no. It's what Trump said. All right, these communities are crap. Nobody wants to live here. Everybody's trying to get out of these communities. All right, something needs to be done. All right, and it's not handing out more money. I'm telling y'all, it's like we're literally at guys. We crossed the finish line. And they don't even realize there's no coming back. This woman doesn't, she doesn't get it. This lady does not get it that these men have left. They no longer have access to these men. These are the high value men in your community. All right. Y'all want millionaires, rappers, thugs. Some of y'all are talking about black billionaires. White billionaires aren't good enough for you. You literally black billionaires. All right. You should get you are entitled to a black billionaire. All right. What? What? Y'all really think you're gonna go around picking up LeBron James? Like, there's literally only a handful of these people in the United States, if in the world for that, and they think they're gonna go around and get a black billionaire. Like, this is how delusional it is right now. All right, and they're like, they see a password, bro. They see these men that have good jobs, making good money, that have fat bank accounts, and they're looking at these dudes. Look at you with your little $50,000. Look at you with your little $100,000. Look at you with your little $500,000 in the bank. That can't do nothing for me, all right? Oh, look at you with your little $75,000 job. It's y'all, it's the dudes making $75,000 a year that have $300,000, $400,000, or $500,000 in the bank. All right? It's a lot of those dudes. They don't have any. Think about this carefully. Dude has no girlfriend, no wife, no children. All right? And it's a guy that either lived in a place that was cheap or lived very cheap and very frugally. So he saved all his money. Let's say he kept living with his mother. He saved all his money. There is no reason why a grown man, you heard me, a grown man should be living on his own if he doesn't have to. If you have a good relationship with your parents, right? If you have a good relationship with your parents, and you can stay at home, there's no reason for you to ever move out until it's time to, until you go and find a wife, maybe. Like this thing that we see in Western society, just to make it very clear, is very, very abnormal. Because historically, families lived together. We didn't have the system where, everybody moved out, and no, you had multiple generations of families living under the same roof and sharing the same resources. This type of thing is completely unheard of, but that's the reason why they wanted to break up the family, because when you break up the family, now everyone's split up. So instead of everyone living in the same place and sharing resources, oh no, now everybody's divided because everyone's fighting with each other and no one trusts each other. So now everyone needs their own, Now everyone needs their own apartment. Now everyone needs their own appliance. Now everyone needs their own cleaning person. Now everyone has to do separate laundry. Now everyone needs someone to cook. Everyone either needs to cook for themselves or they need to order food just for themselves. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So you divide people, you divide up society, and women are like, "Oh, it's wonderful. I'm Miss Independent, INDE," and then when they hit like 30 or 40, they're like, "I want a man, but I want a good man, and he better have all these features, and he better be this tall and make this much money." Bro, you're 40 years old. I know, and I'm lovely, and I'm gonna get exactly what I want. And then when they don't get anything, all these dudes are boys. You only have these little boys out here. Where have all the real men gone? And these women don't get it. All the good dudes, like, listen to me. Women don't comprehend. Men when you have your life together, you don't have time for crap. A man that has his shit together doesn't have time for her shit. All right? He doesn't have time for bull crap. Women, they go out there and they want these men that are going to give them an adventure. They don't realize, they don't comprehend that stability for a lot of women is boring. All right? Stability is boring. A man that has his stuff together, I'm not saying that he is a boring person, although sometimes some people might say that. But what women don't get is this. For a man to build a life that's worth living, he often has to buckle down and work hard and build himself up to put himself together. Look at the kinds of guys that they run around with on the streets, and then they want a good guy that's the complete opposite, because then they realize that this guy is not the kind of guy that they can raise children with. because he's out on the streets. But that's the kind of guy that they're still attracted to. You have to understand, most women don't deserve family life. They don't deserve domestic life because the streets are always calling out to them. All right? She's 50 years old and the streets are still calling her. She's 60 years old and the streets are still calling her. She's 70 years old and the streets are still calling her. That's just how it's bad. I've literally said this. I've said it before. She was born on the streets. She was raised on the streets. All she knows is the streets. You can take the girl out of the streets, but you can't take the streets out of the girl. She will always return to the streets because she is for the streets. And that's how it is. And these black women, they don't comprehend. They don't have access to these men anymore. These passport bros are the guys with the bread, with the education. You have all these military dudes now, and the guys in the military have been doing this for years, but you have all these military dudes now that have traveled around the world. They come back to the US and they're like, ha ha ha, yeah, hashtag I'm out. Because they already know what's over there. They already have their girlfriends. They've had girlfriends in Japan, in the Philippines, in Vietnam, in all these other countries. All right. They've traveled. They've lived in other countries. They've had girlfriends in other countries. They know what it's like. So they come back to the US. They're like, really? You think I'm going to put up with this? And they're like, hashtag I'm out. And that's really it. And it's so sad because these women, a lot of these women today, they're so far gone. They don't realize you have a military veteran that leaves the military. He's been in there. He did his 20 years in there, leaves the military with like full pension, and he's a young man. He's a young man. He gets out of the military and he's not even 40 years old yet. Went in at 18. When he gets out, he's not even 40 yet. I'll be 40 next month. All right? You have these dudes coming out of the military. They have not turned 40 yet. Think about the benefits that these guys have accrued. Think about the amount of money that these guys have. They don't have, because they've been in the military all these years. Didn't get married, didn't have children. So all of that money that they've made over the years, especially they were on tour, they have money in the bank. They have savings. They have extraordinary benefits. Extraordinary benefits. These are government benefits. They have excellent health care that could hold down an entire family. Massive benefits. GI Bill, all of this stuff. They have their pension. They're going to get that for the rest of their lives. Pension. And that's guaranteed. So they leave the military. They have all of that coming in. And then you say to yourself, but wait a minute. So what does that actually mean? They can do whatever they want to do with their lives. This is what a lot of dudes do. There are a lot of dudes who go to the Philippines. They go and they start a business because they have their pension coming in. And these are not old men. These are very fit men, very strong men, very intelligent men, highly decorated men. These are men with military grade level clearance. Dudes with good credit. Dudes that make excellent fathers because they know how to maintain, they know about discipline. And these women are like calling these guys broke boys. They're going to the Philippines or other countries and they're living great lives. Great lives. And it's like these women are delusional. Like they're living, like some of these women can't afford food. All right, they're eating what they call like peasant meals. All right, little throw-togethers because they can't cook for themselves. They can't even make a decent sandwich. Most modern women today can't make a decent sandwich for themselves. Go online and you'll see it's the brothers that are throwing down in the kitchen. I'm not even messing around. Go online. It's the brothers who are throwing down in the kitchen. All right. You don't see any women throwing down because they're like they think that this is that this is it's a form of slavery. They think cooking and cleaning are slavery. So they don't cook or clean for themselves. What does that tell you guys, by the way, about a woman's surroundings? If a woman thinks that cooking and cleaning are these types of things, she won't cook and she won't clean for herself. Why would you even want to go into her apartment? Like, why? Like, this is like, guys, this is disgusting. That is disgusting to have that mental state, to have that mentality where I don't cook, I don't clean. I don't want to be around you because that means you're nasty. Because that means you don't clean your surroundings. If your bathtub is dirty, why would I want to get in that? Why would I want to shower in your shower? Because you're not cleaning it, because you think you're too good for it. So unless you have someone coming to clean for you, everything in the like, I don't even want to sit on your chair. I don't want to sit where you sit. I don't want to use your toilet. No, I'm being so real. Like, you don't like these modern day women. The way that they think is so bad. Like, I don't like, why would you want to go and share space with them? Because it's so bad. It is so bad. They think that they're supposed to have a housemaid in there. And if you're a real man could take care of, will provide someone to clean. A real man will provide someone to cook or or take care of all of that. And a real man, if they have kids, will take care of their kids because that's what a real man does. What? And then as soon as something goes wrong, what do? They lie on these men. They put up a million videos. And I said this in another video. I literally said that as this thing collapses and falls in on the heads, this whole Brickgate thing falls in, you're gonna have these women saying things like, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. The fact is that black women have been suffering and struggling like this for years, and that men have been doing this for years, and this is only a wake-up call. And a wake-up call. She's a liar and she scammed y'all. Listen to me. It's men who are responsible for this, because if it wasn't for men, then maybe women wouldn't have to do things like this. Yeah, sis. Yeah, sis. Guys, anytime you hear that a man was falsely accused of something, you don't get an apology. We don't get an apology. What we get is from the feminists is this. Well, you know what? This has been happening for years, and this needs to be a wake-up call because it's an example of patriarchy. Wait a minute, sis. This didn't happen. This man's life was destroyed. Do you know how many women have their lives destroyed each and every single day because of what happens to women in this country? And then you know what ends up happening? Instead of it being an example of how the lives of men can be destroyed when women lie, instead they start pushing for stricter laws and stricter penalties for men who do this and that. And you're like, wait a minute, the man was the victim here, and now they're pushing for laws to help protect people, you know, for the opposite. Like, what? He was falsely accused, and now we need more laws to protect women because women are living in danger, when this was a clear lie. And it was found to be a false accusation, and he went to jail and had his life destroyed. And it falls upon deaf and unsympathetic ears, because feminism was never about equality. Feminism was about getting women special privileges and giving men special punishments. But nothing lasts forever. And like I said, these women don't realize they can no longer get access to these men. These men are leaving. They're picking up and leaving. A lot of these guys you've got these guys who are muscular, ripped, you know, well off financially, and take really good care of themselves. Good looking guys. They're going overseas. They're walking away. And the funny thing is that 95%, you know, most women find 95% of men as unattractive or just basic or average. All right. And women don't want to date average men. So you have guys who are tall, handsome, financially well off, influential, and it's not good enough for the average woman. She looks down on him like, yeah, I don't want you. You don't have anything that I want. You know, they want millionaires. They want rappers. They want Chads. They want Chad, Brad, Tyrone, Ray Ray, Pookie, Quan, Enrique. These are the types of people that they want. All right. But then when everything, when it all crashes and burns for them, then they want a good man to come in and provide for them and rescue them. They want plan B. All right. Plan B, C, D. All right. And it's all about, and like I said, there is plan D, because plan desperate. And what they realize now is that they can't even get, even the plan D guys are picking up. Plan D guys are like, what? Oh, plan D. Oh, so I'm a plan D dude. All right. Well, see you later. See you later. See you later. All right. Plan D. Like that's how disrespectful these women are. Because they'll go and find a dude that they have zero interest in. Zero interest in. It's like they don't plan on staying with him. He's there, they get with him because they're desperate. They're like, okay, well, if I get with this dude, at least I have a roof over my head. I can get my phone bill paid. I have food to eat. And he'll put a little money in my pocket. And I can use that until I can get myself to a plan C guy or a plan B guy. If I can't get straight to the plan B guy, then I'll get to the plan C guy. I'll use him as a come up because that's what he's there for. Because plan C stands for come up. I'll use him as a come up, and then I'll get myself to the plan B guy. And that's how these women think. That's how they think. That's how they operate. And they won't be, like I said, they won't have access to the Passport Bros anymore. Oh, this is done. It's done. They will not have access to Passport Bros anymore.
Or somebody else's activity, or irregardless of somebody else's attitude, because they're focused on the bigger mission and the bigger vision. These kinds of conversations are really just about continuing division and gender war. And if you want nothing to do with that, then the best thing you can do is just disengage. Focus on what God is telling you to do. Do your part to build your community, to improve the situation around you, and it won't really matter to you. But those are my thoughts. What do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Let me know. Leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. Thank you so much for listening. If you've gotten this far,
yeah, I'm not gonna let you promote your channel, sis. All right, guys, this is all what women have done. This is the life. This is what they've created. All right. And they don't see, they're like, oh, focus on yourself and blah, blah, blah. They don't realize, they still seem to think that men are going to come back around, that the black men are going to be in there trying to build up their communities. White men are picking up and taking off. A lot of white dudes, white men were the first Passport Bros. They're the first Passport Bros. That's what these women don't comprehend. All right. And what's going to literally, you have a lot of black dudes that are broadcasting it right now, like, oh, I'm taking off and blah, blah, putting that on social media. A lot of the dudes, but what they don't realize, a lot of the black dudes aren't even going to do that. They're just going to pick up and leave. You're right. You don't even know. You won't even know. And maybe you might see a picture on social media, this woman posted her from the Philippines or Thailand or Vietnam or Laos. And you got these women posting pictures of these big houses with all these children wearing pretty dresses, driving around in nice cars, eating well, living well, and with this man. And, it's like they're living in like a tropical paradise. And you see all these pictures of them traveling everywhere. Look at the baby. Look how cute the baby is. All right. Go into the house, flat screen televisions everywhere, computers, nice setup, beautiful garden. They have a maid because it's affordable over there. And it's like, what? And these women are going to say, these men are taking advantage. These men are taking advantage. When in reality, these women are living good. Boy, are they living good. They're living good, sleeping well, eating well. They have everything. They don't need to work. She does not need to work. She's living her best life and living the lives that these black women wish that they could live. Guys, I told you once and I'll tell you again, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And now after what women in society have done, you're going to find them, they were born, guys, the saying is women are born rich and die poor, and men are born poor and die rich. The saying is, the meek shall inherit the earth. All right. And of course, these women will blame men until their last breath because they cannot take accountability for anything. But, the great thing is that the only men that are going to remain behind are the bad guys and the simps. And that's exactly who they deserve. Let me know what you guys think in the comments regarding what we've discussed here today. My thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts because they're important to me. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.